What's up, everybody? This is DJ Joels. You are now tuned into the Chop Shop podcast. I got my co-host over here, Queen G, and DJ Nesto.
What's up,
Hey,
y'all?
guys.
What's going on?
Another
What's
one
going
bites
on?
the
Another
dust.
one, and
dust
another
bites
one.
it.
Hey, what's up with the twinsies, man? What's cracking?
You know, over
It's a
here
new-
representing
new
Mr.
shirt, you know what I'm
Shots
saying?
Fired.
Nesto shots fired. You know what's up?
Damn.
You know.
You guys already know what shots fired is. You know what I mean?
They didn't bring enough to share.
Oh,
If they don't know, they will know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Check it out. We got another dope episode today. We're getting some dope guests
are.
up in this show.
Always.
I tell you, man, we're lucky, yo.
Yeah.
We are. We're
Dang.
blessed.
So much talent and
Yes.
Hey, you want to talk about talent? Okay, let me tell you something. I've known this cat for a long time. Long time, right? And I've always known that this dude is like so musically inclined, like crazy. Like this guy does it all. I could throw any instrument and he'll probably get down with it. You know what I'm saying? But lead singer of the $20 Profits band, very poppin'. You know what I'm saying? They've been popping for a long time.
Yes.
Dope music, dope content, dope videos. Like this guy's songwriter, producer. I'm even gonna throw rapper in there, bro. 'cause
Yeah.
you get down with some
Oh,
rap.
you're gonna bring up the old
Yeah,
stuff?
Because I'm bringing up the old stuff today, brother.
You're too kind, but I was gonna say that,
You
but
know
I
what I'm
was taking too soon.
Hey, let's make some noise for Chris Gonzales today.
hey, what's up, bro?
Thank you guys
welcome.
for having me. Thank you guys.
Welcome.
It's good to be on the Chop Shop, man.
Always,
I'm
man.
excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, congratulations, bro, on being a
Yes.
first-time dad.
Oh man, thank you so
Congratulations,
much.
man.
I appreciate that.
Don't fall asleep out here, because I know like the first-time dads, they be.
I made sure I got I had my coffee.
Nesto knows.
I know, bro.
I had my
know.
coffee on the way in. I almost yawned when it was silence time for the
Yeah, yeah.
podcast to start.
Hey, but this will be the best time of your life, bro. When you have your
Being on the
first
Chop
kid?
Shop or the
No.
kids? No.
Both. You know what I'm saying? Both. I mean, this is one, a life-changing
You
experience.
can't have your cake and eat it too.
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
right.
it changes your whole life, bro.
Yeah, it changes my perspective definitely. I
It
mean,
just gets better. From
the
there.
stuff that used to be a big deal and used to make a fuss over before, it doesn't even matter anymore. None of that. Somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're like, nah, he's probably got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where before you're like, you.
Yeah.
Pull over.
Yeah.
Pull over.
Yeah.
Road rage.
Pull over.
Now you're like, shh, my baby's asleep.
Paul!
Now you look at, God bless you.
Yeah.
You let him
I
go.
pray you get to where they got to go safely. Oh, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. No, it really does, bro. Fatherhood and motherhood, of course. You know what I mean? But like, it just does something to you, like instantly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when my twins were born. Woo, bro. And that was two of them,
Yeah,
bro.
double trouble, man.
Double
That's crazy.
trouble, bro. 1 minute
man.
apart. That was the longest minute of my life.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine. My son came out so easy and fast, and it was just like, ploop.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, and they pulled my baby out, and everybody's like, oh, the baby. But I was watching the doctor to make sure my lady was good. You know what I mean?
That's what I did.
I'm watching. I'm like, is that much bleeding okay? She's like, she's fine. It's okay. She goes, go meet your son. So I turn and I go and I go where he's at, and I say, hey, Papa, how are you? It's your daddy. And he goes like, swear, 2 minutes out of the womb, he goes like this. And turns his head towards me. He lifted his own head because he knew that voice.
Bad.
You know what I mean? So we had an instant connection. As soon as I seen that boy's eyes, man, it just
Done. You were done.
It changed me
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It changed me. Like I said, things that used to matter don't matter no more. Like Usher said.
That's right. That's right, bro. That's right. No, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
That's super sick.
Yeah, and even Queen G, we found out she's known my family for years.
I
and
used to babysit
Yeah,
your
she used to babysit my cousin.
Shout out to Charlotte. What's up,
Yeah,
Charlotte?
That's right.
Thea Charlotte, I love you.
Hey, shout out to all the babysitters out there.
Yeah,
Showing
hey,
love, you know what
shout
I
out to my babysitter Bianca and Ryan. We love
That's
I
right.
love you guys too. Thank you for helping me with the baby as much as you guys have.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
That's tight. That's tight. Yeah, and that's so you met Chris at the Lone Wolf event, right?
Yes, at the Halloween event.
I wish it would have been a better event because the sound was it was a cluster with
It
that
was.
Yeah,
sound.
it was.
Yeah.
It was a little hectic. I mean, they were trying to get their stuff together, but I mean, at the end of the day, it came out good.
Yeah, it did. It was successful still. We still got some music played on the stage,
Yeah.
but they told me 500 people. So I hired a big sound boys to come out and run
Yeah.
sound, and they did not have the power and the ampage to run those guys'
Yeah,
systems.
no,
Yeah.
You know,
It happens, you know what I mean?
Next time, bring a generator.
A life of a musician, right?
Yeah.
Technical problems.
Dude,
you know
it
what I mean?
happens
Sound
almost
check,
at
yep.
every show. There's something kind of glitch that's going to happen. And, you know, I've learned over the years to not stress on those things that you
Exactly.
can't control.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And such as, you know, growing up and being a dad, you know, you just like certain things that are out of control. Like, there's no point in being
Stressing
mad or,
over it.
stressing over it because you can't change it. You know what I mean?
You can't. You
So,
just got to go with the flow.
I had to learn that. In my 20s, I would be like pulling my hair out before a gig, like, you forgot your what? You know?
Yeah.
And now it's not like that anymore. So,
That's right.
but yeah, we got it done, and you guys did your thing for sure.
Yeah, we did our thing, and it was dope. You know what I mean? You got a lot of things, bro. Like on your plate, good things. You know what I mean? With your band and your music, and you know, being a dad for the first time. But I want to go back to the very beginning, though. The music, man. Like when did you? What's your first memory of music?
My very first, as far back as I can remember, I remember being I don't know, 3-4-year-old kid, and my parents would watch MTV and stuff back in the day when they actually played music.
Yeah.
And the Ozzy Osbourne video for My Mom Coming Home
Yes.
was playing. And I remember I used to run to the TV and scream, Ozzy, Ozzy, because I just loved his voice. Something about that man's voice when I was a kid, like it soothed me.
Yeah, it does.
He's got that high pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was my first memory of music. And then, of course, my dad and my uncles all used to play in a band together. So they were called Rock Fusion, and they were from the high desert.
Yeah.
And I used to watch them rehearse in the basement at my uncle's house or in the front room at our apartments in a tiny little, area they would rehearse. And my dad was always playing acoustic guitar and singing and stuff to us, you know what I mean? So I was born into a music family, and I was definitely... out of all my cousins and everybody around, I was pretty much the only one who really took to it. I have another cousin who plays drums, but he never really chased it the way I chased music. You know what I mean? I just lived for it.
Me and you got a lot in common because my dad was a musician too. You know, so I grew up just like that.
Right.
You know, was music forced on you, like, or did you just naturally want to do it?
No, my dad would come home and I would have all his guitars on. And he'd be like, "What are you doing?" It was never forced. It's not like Selena where the dad forced them to practice and they wanted to go outside.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play. I always wanted to be around it. I always wanted to strum a guitar. If people were jamming and stuff, I was like, I could do that better. Do you know what I mean? So I've always just wanted to. It's never been a forced thing for me at all. Not a bit.
So it was natural.
So you can say that your dad was pretty much a big inspiration for you to
The biggest, yeah.
to get started into the music.
Yeah, he was.
That's good. That's cool. That's something that a lot of people don't have.
Right, because I admire a lot of my friends that are, that know how to work on cars or they know how to fix houses and build things. And right, I admire people like you, and it's because they had someone around to show them how to do those kinds of things, whether it was a dad, an uncle, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I, growing up, I had to learn how to work on cars on my own. I had to eventually learn things on construction jobs that I've had throughout the years, and I've learned how to do things. But I never had that for, I'm the kind of person to where you have to call a guy.
Right.
So I mean, it goes both ways. Yes, I did have music there, and I had my dad to teach me and show me the way and to do everything. But at the same time, you know what I mean? I always envied other people who had different skills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can appreciate what I had and also what other people had too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I grew up similar, just like that too. You know what I mean? The
So
thing,
it's a little harder though.
yeah.
What did your dad play?
Well, my dad was a Latin percussionist.
Oh,
So
okay.
my dad played, music like Malo, Tierra, Santana, and all that,
You
right?
play everything from Santa Ana to El Chicon, man.
Yeah. well, you heard the band Latin Express out here.
Of course.
Well, my dad was one of the original members of that.
Oh, my mom's partied with your dad too.
Oh, really?
She partied with my dad and your.
Yeah, for real.
No, yeah, I've actually gone to see Latin Express when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that was my first introduction to a
Yeah.
live Latin band where it was more than 3 guys on stage. It was
Right.
like,
Way more.
5
Yeah, you
to
probably
7.
seen them when they had their dad, the original, their actual dad, Jesse Camarena.
Probably.
Yeah, because he was the one that put that band together when they were kids.
This was like 1998, I want to say,
Yeah.
99. and they were playing at some. It was like a bar or club, but it was all ages.
Right.
So my mom took us to get down, and like I
Right.
said, I was just amazed because
Yeah.
the sound that more people can make on stage. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen War yet. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen. All I knew was rock bands that had 4 or 5 guys, maybe 3 guys. You know what I mean? So watching those guys with the percussions and the horns and everything
Congas.
going on, the keyboards. You know what I mean? They just had their sound together. You know what I mean?
Right.
But wow, Latin Express, that was. And still is a really big band in the desert.
Oh,
That
yeah.
rings true.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they're
everybody,
well known,
everybody
man.
has been to a Latin Express show, seen them at this festival,
Yeah.
seen them at the fairgrounds for this
Someone's
thing.
backyard
At
jamming
the,
out.
at the parks, you know, when
the
the
parks.
city does the park events.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So you and your dad had a common bond with the kind of music that you guys like the same music.
Yeah, we like the same music. My dad was into rock and roll. I grew up on rock and roll. And then my older brother, Mickey, which is your good friend, he's the one who started getting into hip hop on his own. You know what I mean? And he started showing me like all the hip hop stuff and the R&B stuff. Like a lot of people don't know this, but the first CD that I ever bought, because my dad let us do chores to buy a CD.
Yeah.
And when we went to I think it was a CD. But we went to Warehouse Music to buy our
Oh,
first CD.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Days, Queen D.
I know.
But I used to go to warehouse and buy a tape, cassette tape.
Yeah.
All kinds of
They even
times.
had a cassette tape store right there by the Valentino's Pizza in Victorville.
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
remember?
we did. Yeah.
But the first CD I ever got was Crazy Sexy Cool by TLC.
TLC.
That was, and that's, yeah. So now that I'm a hip hop and a producer for that kind of genre, that really helped me push me in that direction. You know what I mean? Because if you listen back to the album, they were way ahead of their time
Yeah,
on the
they were.
production. Just way ahead of their
Oh
time.
man.
They laid the foundation for a lot of the R&B that
Oh
came
yeah.
out after
And
that.
that's why they're still the most successful female group
of
all
all
time.
time. Yeah, of
That's
all time for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, you know what happened with me and my dad was, I mean, I always loved the music that he was playing and all that stuff, but he didn't like the music I was playing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I said this before, a lot of musicians, they don't like hip hop music because they feel like, you know, they sample.
Hip hop was founded on sampling.
Right, exactly. So like my dad, we never connected on music fully because he didn't like what I liked. I'm a hip hop head.
Yeah, exactly.
Generally.
And
He
my
didn't
dad,
like any
same
of
thing
it.
with my dad and my brother. They didn't connect on that level at first. But I remember when my dad started coming around, we were driving in the car and we're both in the back seat. My dad goes, I like that one song that goes, Big Pimpin'. And he did the whistle. We laughed so hard because we were like, how does he know that? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
our
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but yeah, Regulators.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I said, I got the TLC CD. My brother got the Warren G one that had Regulators, and I won You Don't See What I See
Yeah.
Every Day as Warren G.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that song?
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
don't hear what I hear.
'Cause it's
Classic.
so hard living through
Yes.
these
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's like I said, growing up in California, we have a melting pot here
yeah.
of culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's Spanish, there's urban, you know, African American people, there's, you know what I mean? There's the white boys and there's
Jamaican.
country and you know, there's all different genres here and mixes of people. So growing up in California, I feel like we're really lucky to have that mix of culture here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're exposed to a lot more.
Definitely.
Our dads grew up in a time where it was probably just one thing in their area that was popping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when my dad grew up in the high desert in like the 70s, all there was rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
My family didn't speak Spanish. They spoke bro. You know what I mean?
Bro.
I was gonna say, we go down to LA to see our family, and they were like, you know, oh, these are white people.
Oh, damn.
You're a white boy. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude.
So what do you classify your music under genre?
Right, and $20 Profits, we play reggae rock music.
Reggae,
We call
okay,
it.
okay, I
So
was gonna say,
a
yeah.
little reggae, a little rock. The video that I'm going to show you guys today that I brought, that's a little more on the, I would say it's like reggae, soft, maybe even a little country vibe in there. Something different, but you know, we don't try to box ourselves into the reggae thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We have songs that are way heavier, and we have songs that you can dance all night to. But like,
Yeah.
we just try to make good music.
It almost kind of sound like I was telling Joel. It almost kind of sound like it's like reggae or like stoner music. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying,
mean, the beginning, yeah, we did a lot of stoner stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get the band a little bit away from that stigma.
Yeah.
Because it was like anytime there was a weed event, they're like, you should get $20 profits, and I'm like, but we're more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
exactly.
more than just a weed.
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Well, you said it. You don't want to be stuck in a box.
Yeah, we just want to make good music. So like I stopped like the last album and the last few songs we've put out have nothing to do with weed, but we do have a lot of good stoner music songs, and I ain't mad at that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I was
you-
an activist for marijuana for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't want to be known just for that. Like,
Right,
oh,
right.
Oh, you know, we're having a stoner event. Let's get them.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean-
it hit me one day because we were outside of a club, and this guy was like, "What's going on in there?" And we're like, "Oh, they got a show going on. Some good bands playing. You should check it out." He goes, "Who's playing?" And we're all my drummer goes, $20 profits. He goes, "Oh, I hate $20 profits." And I had to ask him. I was like,
Why?
"Well," I said he didn't know he was talking to the band members. And I go, "What do you hate about him?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm so cool. I like weed," is what he said. And I went, "Well, you know," I said, "You know, bro, my name's Chris. I'm the lead singer of $20 Profits." I said, and I
like,
promise,
"They're okay."
I promise you, we got a lot more songs that are about weed that aren't about weed. I told him, and he was just like, "I'm so sorry, dude." And now he's trying, but that was a real
bad.
moment. It was a
Yeah,
real, and I
yeah,
appreciated that
exactly.
moment. You know what I mean?
An
Because
outside perspective.
he showed me what people are saying outside of when they're
Right.
face to face.
Yeah.
Hell
Because
yeah.
everyone in my face is going to be nice and tell me that we're good and we're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like it was nice to finally hear something where it's like
raw stuff.
It was
Yeah.
raw. It was like okay, they think that that's all we're about. So then since then I had it in my head like we have to put
Change
some
it
other
up.
stuff out. Yeah, we got to
Right,
change it
right.
up. It can't be all about that. And, you know, when I was younger, I mean, when I was up till I was about 18, 19 years old, I didn't smoke weed. And, you know, I didn't have a clue what I was doing in life. And, you know, the weed helped me see things from a different standpoint. So I became big, like, I should have been doing this a long time ago. And it was a whole new world, and it was big, and it was new for me. So I really pushed the fact that it should be legal and did all that for years and years. But, you know, like I said, having a family and having a kid changes a few things like that. You know, it ain't all about that. And unfortunately, it didn't just stop at the weed for me. You know what I mean? It turned into other things. And I was drinking alcohol a lot, and then it turned into some drugs and things like that. They threw me off my path. You know what I mean? So I don't think that weed is a gateway drug. I think more alcohol was.
Definitely.
But weed was definitely a gateway to alcohol for me.
Yeah.
For me, you know what I mean? Not for everyone else. But so I, you know, like I said, I still believe in the plant. If you need the medicine and you need that, then that's good for you. But, you know, we don't got to go shoving it in everybody's face, you know, every chance we get. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, I just want to know, you know, where you. I kind of knew you guys fell into reggae, but I know I just get that.
We do have stoner vibes, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel like I can light one up and just chill and
Yep.
just feel you guys' music.
Yep,
But,
and that's what originally what we made music for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you're definitely not wrong on that, Nestor.
yeah, I'm not saying that it is just weed, but it's in general like it's
Yeah.
for any time. It don't have to be weed. You could be kicking in the backyard, just chilling.
Yeah, if you just barbecuing or something, throw our jams on.
Yeah.
But, you know, even our recorded stuff doesn't translate to what we do live. Live is such a high energy show and such a fun show
Yeah.
that people are like, man, I didn't know you guys got down like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, not to be cocky to them, but yeah, our live show I think is a lot better than the stuff we've recorded in the past. And I'm trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? Certain things don't translate to the record as good.
Yeah,
as-
well, especially someone like you who is versatile with different kinds of, you know, music. You know what I mean? I would hate to be in that box too. Like, man, like just under one label type of thing. Like, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. Me and you collabed together a long time ago, brother.
When I was a rapper, yeah.
When you were rapping.
Shout out to Danny Boy.
Shout out to Danny Boy. Shout out to AO. Remember AO?
Hey, yo, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I need me a girl like Indigo
Yeah,
Vanity.
see, you were around all that.
Yeah, I was.
You were at the show. You were performing with us at these shows. You know what I mean?
When Candyman was in town.
Remember Candyman?
You remember Underground Anthem?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out with Cypher Maniacal tonight, actually, before we had a little
Yeah.
recording session before I came here.
Merc, right?
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
And-
Yeah, me and AO did that mixtape, HD's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I
They're on
remember.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you are.
I
huh?
am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the vocals didn't sound great because, but it went from one producer to another, and by the time it got mixed 3 times, it was like already.
Perfect.
But yeah, we were just happy to even be on that thing.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Because AO was doing his thing at the time. You know,
He was popping.
I always gravitate towards people who are doing successful things because not because I want to take their success or feed off it, but those are the people I want in my life and to be around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I want to work with those kinds of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Not someone who just look at what they do as just a hobby for the weekends. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely wanted to work with AO on that back in the day. That was so cool.
Yeah.
He was a humble guy, and because we were like sort of fans of his, he was like, "Yeah, of course you guys can get on the mixtape." And like, yeah, Jules, you know,
Yeah.
if, you've definitely put me in some positions before. You and Danny Boy have put me in. Like $20 Profits, we had Debo in one of our music videos.
Yes, I seen
before he
that
passed
video.
Gotta
away.
talk about
and
that, bro.
That was Danny Boy. Danny Boy set that up for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, because I remember Debo was in his music video.
Right.
Right here at Center Street Park.
What?
And then later on, I found out that he connected with you guys. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's dope.
I asked Debo, I was like, Danny, I want to meet him. I want to get him for one of my videos. And he was like, come have breakfast with us tomorrow. What? So I drove to the first location, and Danny's like, oh, we're at Denny's now. Sorry, we just pulled up. So then I drive across town to Denny's, and I sat down and had breakfast with Danny Boy and
Rest
Debo.
in peace to
Crazy.
Tiny
Tiny Lister, yeah.
Tiny Lister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Debo, man.
I mean,
Debo.
we watched him from everything from, man, he was Zeus in the WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
You know
was
what
in
I
Fresh
mean?
Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. He was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah, he was also the lead.
Yeah, he was an inmate.
Yeah.
He,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Remember the boat when they had the
Yeah.
two?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was also the lead actor in the Sublime video for Santeria. If you ever go back and watch that, it's him. He's the bad guy and the Western villain.
Yeah.
Like, I remember sitting in the trailer with him during our music video, and I said, "Hey, dude, what was it like to hang out with Sublime?" He goes, "That's that band." I said, "Yeah."
He does talk like
and he
that,
goes,
too.
he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "They blew up pretty much after that, huh?" I said, "Dude, they're like one of the, even though the guy died." We're talking Bradley Noel passed away.
Yeah.
Like they're still one of the biggest reggae rock bands. Like
Yeah.
they set up the whole genre for us.
Yeah.
And he was like, all he said was, "That damn dog bit me." Lou Dog. Lou Dog bit him.
The famous dog, Sublime.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And I told him when you were wrestling, you were Macho Man's tag team partner. I
Yeah.
noticed he kept whispering in your ear during the match.
Oh,
I
yeah,
go,
yeah.
What was he telling you? He goes, he was helping me out. That's
Wow.
what he said. Yeah.
So everybody looks at Tiny as like that intimidating, mean bully. What is he really like?
You know what? He does try to play that. He did try to play that role a little bit.
Did he?
But once we got in the trailer and we started hanging out a little bit, he softened up and he's a cool dude. He's very humble.
Yeah.
You know, to an extent, he noticed that the camera guys were getting nervous, and you know what I mean. He goes, you young brothers better get your stuff together. He goes, I work with Steven Spielberg, right? He was confident, but he was also, like I said, he took the time to work with people like us.
That's cool.
I mean, considering the money he made in the industry, almost no money. You know what I mean? It was, it was a good experience. He gave us everything we needed. You want to take that shot again? He was giving ideas. At the end of our video, I tell him, "Hey, Debo, is this the same brick Craig knocked you out with?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Why don't you come with me?" And then he knocks me out with the brick. And then I'm in the pool, right? So, like, I was technically the last person to get knocked out by Debo before he
Okay.
passed. I'm going to put that out there. That was me.
Hey.
But that was his idea.
Dope.
He threw those ideas out there, and he wanted to make it a better project
cool.
and a better
Yeah, that's
experience.
And this
So-
is for your video Poolside, right?
Yes, Poolside
Poolside.
by
That's
$20.
another dope video. That's
Yeah.
another dope jam, bro. Like,
Tight video.
Yeah, shout out to Young Few from
Yeah.
a few productions, a few films. I mean, he shot that video for us. And
how long did that video take?
Oh, one day.
One day shoot?
We did it like I think 6-7 hours.
Sick.
It was-
That video is hard, bro.
Yeah,
I like
thank
that
you.
video. I like that video.
yeah, we shot that video. Shout out to Joy and Sue from Froggies. They got us a spot for it.
Now, was that your
cool.
guys' first video for $20 Profits? Like,
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we did a song called Smoke One, and that was our first video.
I was gonna say, not bad for your first video. You get Debo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it wasn't our first one, but following up that video, I think we had, you remember that wrestler, The Godfather?
Yeah.
My boy Charles Wright, he did the one we did after that, because we were like, we got to get somebody for the next one. We can't just
Yeah.
like have these celebrities and then drop.
Stop right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now back down to this video we're putting out today. There's no celebrities. It's just us.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Stone Cold roll up or nothing drinking
Stone
beers.
Cold.
Or nothing,
I
right?
wish.
The Sting.
Or the Ultimate
That's the
Warrior,
bottom
my
line.
favorite
Hey,
one.
I love the
Yep,
Ultimate Warrior. Yeah.
WWF.
When I was a kid and they had Hollywood Video in Victorville, I used to rent the wrestling
Ooh,
videos.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood
The
videos.
lady used to tell me all the time. She goes,
Yeah.
"You keep our wrestling videos in business. You know that, right?" She goes,
I used to rent those too.
Yep, and it was all the
Really?
80s videos, you
Yep.
know what I mean? You never knew what you were going to get.
I used to
Yeah.
like the WWF videos and like even the WCW, like with Sting.
Sting.
Yeah.
And,
Remember Sting?
Yeah.
Goldberg videos,
Yeah.
video games,
NWO.
Nintendo 64.
Yeah. Oh, N64, man.
N64, bro.
NFL Blitz and Mario Kart.
Oh, bro.
We're
Zelda.
getting nostalgic right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Zelda. You got
Come
the
on.
you got the Wayne's World
I
hat
know.
on, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's nice. Straight
Wayne's
nice.
Shout out.
You know what I mean?
Classic.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Sammy. She got me this hat for my Christmas present.
Wayne's World.
She's like, "What do you want?" I said, "I want that
Party on
Wayne's World
Wayne,
hat."
party on Garth.
Yeah.
Let's do the extra, make a cool happy ending.
No, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Ultimate Warrior too. I love
that's
hell
him.
my
yeah.
favorite.
Yeah, he was
R.I.P.
crazy.
He
R.I.P.
passed.
Yeah, he
he's
did.
another
Yeah.
good one
Yeah.
that passed away.
A lot of our heroes are passing away, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really sad. You
Art,
know?
Art LeBeau, Brent Wood passed.
Brent Wood.
Oh, Brayton Wood.
Yes.
Yeah, I did a
Crazy.
show with him at Gators.
Yeah, we did one
Yes.
with him
Gators
too,
in
man.
Apple Valley.
Super nice guy.
Oh,
man.
way cool guy.
Yeah, we drank some Hennessy with him in his dressing room one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was real cool with Danny Boy, you know.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it was crazy.
Danny Boy has a way of getting into those places
Bro,
other people cannot get.
Danny Boy is linked up with some of the biggest people that you would never even imagine.
Right, Paul
You
Rodriguez.
You wouldn't even know. That
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
it's
all those
crazy.
people.
Shout out to Danny Boy. Shout out to Danny
Yeah,
Boy.
again,
Yeah.
so for the third time today, shout out to Danny Boy. We love you, dog.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So $20 Profit, the band. How did the band come together? When did it come together?
It came together in 2015, going into 2016. I went to this reggae festival down in Long Beach by the Queen Mary.
Okay.
I was like, there's this one reggae song that I kind of like. It was by a band called the Common Kings, and they're a dope band. And I wanted to go see them, and Modesty I was playing, so we went early. It's just got a
their
room
spot.
just to go check it out for the day. Check out something different. And I seen the scene that they had going, and the people that were watching and going to these concerts were just such nice people.
Having a
And the
good
vibe
time.
was there, and I was like, I'm looking at hip hop. I'm looking at rock. I'm looking at reggae. Guys are up there shredding guitar. Guys are up there rapping on the mic, getting it in. Up to this point in my life, I had been in bands. I had been a rapper, a producer. I've, set up shows. I've done a lot of things, and I've seen everything that I've ever learned in music happening in one place. And I said, this is what I want to do. So I started $20 Profits. I went home and recorded a song. We have a video for it. It's called I Won't.
Okay.
And that's the first song I ever wrote in like the reggae rock style. I wrote that, it just came out of my mouth. I was just sitting down with my guitar and everything just started flowing out of me. Some songs just write themselves. It's weird how you know what I mean? It's just, I can't explain it. But I came up with that song and I showed some friends at work and they were like, that's you? And I was like, yeah. They're like, dude, I would, not saying this because you're my friend, but I would actually listen to this. Because I showed them my hip hop before and they never said that. They go, I would actually listen to this. So
Wow.
I just, I got a fire lit under my butt, and I just was like, you know
saw
what?
a vision
Yeah.
of
I
it.
saw the vision.
Yeah.
I called some friends of musicians, and called this guy, and figured out, and the original lineup we had is not the same no more. You know what I mean? It takes some time to get your people.
Which
find
we know how that goes.
Yeah, you have to find your people, and it takes
Yeah.
time and some energy to do that. But the first music video we put out, we did it like maybe 3 months after the band was even a thing. So, none of those people, unfortunately, are in the band anymore. But like I said, it took me a good year to 2 years to find my people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, so we got things going, and, I just, like I said, even the name $20 Profits, when we were like, what are we going to call this band? It just came out of my mouth. You know what I mean? It just came to me.
You
and it
smoking?
was- Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Back then,
There
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creative juices were flowing.
Creative thinking.
Hey, it's that time of the night,
uh-oh.
bro. It's time
There
for
we
shots
go.
fired.
Shots fired.
Shots
There we
fired.
go. There we go.
We're gonna do little things different this time. We're not gonna do no shots today.
Yeah.
We're
We're not raging alcoholics over here,
we're-
okay,
we're not-
guys?
we're not.
we're
You
not
know what I'm saying?
encouraging you drinking, but it
Hi, my
doesn't-
name's Chris, and I'm an alcoholic.
It doesn't hurt to
Hey,
have
those meetings
one
are up
here
the
and
street,
there.
bro.
Yeah.
So shots fired is you give a shout out for anything, whatever you're thankful. If you want to give a shout out to somebody in particular, you can. We all know how to do it, so I'll start it off.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I want to my thankfulness to on this one is I want to say thank you to all the immigrants that help and produce the economy. That pick our vegetables that we eat every day.
Build our houses,
Build our houses. All the constructions.
fix our cars.
Doing all the stuff that other people don't want to do.
Exactly.
I like that.
I want to give this shout out to them. Because right now they're going through some hard times. They're unfortunately getting deported. But whoever's here, my shout out goes to you guys.
Hey, make some noise for that shit. I like
That's
that
right.
one, bro.
Run!
I like it.
Run! As fast as you can.
Yeah.
What you got, Queen G?
Yeah, let's go.
Well, you know what? I want to tag on to what Ernesto just said. Rest in peace to my grandpa that passed away last year, but he was part of the Bracero movement back in the 1940s where the Mexican government and the United States agriculture got together so that the Mexicans could come out and pick those fields. Because you know what? I support those.
They gave them
you
houses.
guys.
They gave them housing,
Yes,
right?
they gave them housing.
Yeah.
They give them a lot. There's just a big project on that. One day, hopefully, we could do a short film or know people that want to connect to do a film on the Bracero movement.
My
So
great
shout out to
That'd
all
be
the
dope.
Braceros out
There
there.
we go. I like that one
Families.
too.
You know what? My great-grandfather was brought to America on that program.
Yeah.
And it's a story my grandma tells me all the time.
Yes.
But yeah, that's really cool to hear. Yeah, it's true.
Shout
It
out
really-
to those strong
it
arms.
really
Super
did happen.
dope. Super dope. You know what? My shots fired is gonna go out to a radio station, Power 97.5 LA.
Congratulations, dog.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Shout out to them. They are giving me a big opportunity to be a part of their team, and I feel like it's gonna open up a lot of doors for a lot of people.
Yes.
And I just wanted to give my love to them and for the opportunity, so let's rock.
Right on.
Let's rock.
My shots fired today is gonna go to my woman Sammy. I
There
love
we
you,
go.
baby. That girl pulled me out of some of the darkest times of my life, and she made me a father. And watching her grow as a person and me grow as a person together, it's a beautiful thing. And it's good to see that true love really does exist out there. Because I love her to the ends of the earth. So shout out to my baby mama. I love you,
Hey,
girl.
let's give a round of
Shout
applause
out.
on that, bro.
There's something about that backbone. You know what I mean? There's something about that backbone that we need.
Yeah.
Like especially men. I feel like we really need that backbone from the women in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, I don't know, man. Like I feel like that about my wife. You know what I mean? Like a lot of good things that have happened is because she was in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really don't know where I would be if she wasn't around.
Yeah, that's true. And my girl is so supportive. I've been in relationships where there was no support for the things like this that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? But on the way over here, I got a text. She's like, "Good luck at that podcast, baby. I know you're gonna kill it.
Dope.
I love you." Things like that.
That's what I like
But
to
not
hear.
only that,
That's
at
right.
home, you know what I mean? She's a nurturer. She's a good mom, and she's a nurturer, and you know what I mean. To have a woman to be like, "Hey, baby, can you run upstairs and grab this for me?" Little things is that,
Yeah.
or even where she needs me. You know what I mean? I meet her there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
things that she needs and that I need to do for her. Like she comes home and she's like, "Oh, I forgot to go grab this from the store." No. I'm like, "Well, let me do that for you."
Yeah.
That kind of love. You know what I mean? Where
Right.
we serve each other.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think times are changing, bro. I feel like the men are starting to realize things like that, the little things that to help our women, because back in the day, the men wouldn't take care of the kids at all.
No,
You know
that
what I
was
mean?
the wife's. They would
All-
say that was
all
the
they would
wife.
do
It
was
was
just
it was her duty. Yeah.
Right. All they would do was just work, put food on the table, and
That's
that's it. But nowadays, the men, we step up and we like to
Yeah.
help.
And unfortunately, the economy we're living in today,
You have no choice but to do that.
Both have to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a woman could be a housewife these days. And shout out to women who do get to do that, that are blessed enough to
Yeah.
have that
Right.
that role. But me and my woman both have to work to keep our heads above water.
Unfortunately, that's how it is.
That's how it is. But then same thing at home. If I know she's having a rough day and this and that's going on, it doesn't bother me to go do the dishes real quick and you know what I mean. Make sure she comes home to a clean house too.
Right.
You know what I mean. So, like I said, things are changing. Consciousness is changing.
Yeah.
It takes two people.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned over the years is I shouldn't look at things as her job.
Right.
I should look at it as everything is my job. As a man, it's always all my job. And anything that she does to help me out, I got to be grateful for because it's like she helped me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't come home and expect dinner. I
Yeah.
come home, and if dinner's ready, then I look at that as an extra thing that she
Right,
did. You know
right.
what I mean? So I'm always
Yeah.
grateful for the little things.
It should be. I mean, and you're right. You're right. It should be. You know, it's a partner thing. It's you know, it's not just one. It's two of you. It takes
Right.
two to tango.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's 50-50. It's
Yeah,
not
you didn't say vows to yourself.
Yeah, it's not
when you get married.
75. It's not 75 to 25. It
Right.
should be 50-50 if you can. Sometimes unfortunately.
Are you listening, fellas?
Yes, that's what those wise words from these young men.
Are you
right
listening,
here.
ladies?
Wise words.
I mean,
Because there's even a lot of women today that don't
want
that aren't like a serving woman. You know what I mean? Like it takes both
It
sides.
takes 50.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta
it's
be
both,
there.
man. It's
Yeah.
both.
Well,
Definitely.
you know, I am taking
And then-
applications. I am that bad.
Oh,
boy. I am that wise.
I need that application first. I need that application
Yeah.
first.
Now, but you know what, Nesto?
Yeah.
Nesto, he nailed it right on there.
true.
It's a partnership.
That
It's
is.
a partnership,
It,
bro.
it definitely is, man.
I've been married for 15. I'll be 16 years in March.
Oh man,
16
congratulations!
years.
Let's
Thank
clap
you.
for that.
Thank you.
Clap for longevity.
yes,
16
sir.
years and you know, I was in a dark hole, bro.
Yeah.
I was in a dark hole for 10 years. I was in drugs for 10 years.
Yeah.
And she stuck it out. She could have easily said, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. But she stuck it out. She helped me.
Man, for 10 years in the drugs, you got nice teeth.
No, they're
Yeah. You didn't have to say that.
Yeah. You kept
Thank
going.
you. But you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I was in a dark place.
And
bro.
that's where I was when my girl came back to me too. You know, she never gave up on me. We moved in together. Things didn't work out. She moved out, and I just went down this rabbit hole of drugs and just sinning and everything that comes with it. You know what I mean? I drove myself to such a low point where I never thought I'd be in my life, where, you know, I feel bad for the hurt I put my brother and my mom through because they didn't want to see me do that to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know what I
nobody.
mean?
Yeah, your loved ones don't want to.
They don't want to watch you go through that. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be around those kinds of people
not to hurt them.
when you're, because like, I mean, when I was on drugs, I only wanted to be around other drug addicts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I wanted to be around because anything else was bad vibes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
Kill your
Right,
mood.
right,
To kill the mood.
Right. You know what I mean? And I was
crazy.
selfish, and you become so selfish when you're living like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, so my girl brought me out of a dark time too.
Yeah.
I remember calling her crying and saying, "Can you please just take me to a meeting? I want to go to a meeting. I want to change."
Yeah.
And she came back to the house that day, helped me clean up around the house, bought me some groceries. We went to a meeting,
Wow.
and she's been back with me every single day
That's
ever
what
since.
I like to
then.
hear,
What's
man.
up?
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
So you know what? Like, I like always having our conversations because I feel like we kind of grew up in the same era. You know what I mean? Now, I want to go into the live rock band era, right? And I want to say that because we grew up with like TRL.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Now, back then, the rock bands were like pop stars. Korn, Limp Bizkit, like all the,
System of a Down, yeah.
System of a Down.
That was my
I grew
favorite.
up to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
bro,
my favorite. The
so-
Toxicity album changed
Yeah.
lives.
Now, so with you, someone who has experienced that, seen that, grew up with that, right? You saw the height of that. Like, where is it at now?
Wow. Honestly, okay, that's a good question, man. Okay, there's a lot of kids these days. Okay, now I see a lot of high schoolers, because remember when we were in high school, it was all about T-Pain.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, lean with it, rock with it, all that.
Yeah. Soldier Boy and all
Soulja
that.
Boy, yeah, exactly. That's what we had. Nowadays, it's completely different. Now the high school kids are into those bands. They're into the new metal, the Korn, Slipknot, all the old stuff. They're like really, really into it, and it's crazy. It's like,
Why do you think that? Why do you think
I
they're
don't
coming back?
understand how it came back so heavy. But I just seen a thing the other day that said Creed made more money in 2024 as a band than they've ever made.
That's true. It's
crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
It's true. My brother-in-law went to a Creed concert like a couple months ago.
In
And
Devore.
it was popping, huh?
And he said it was popping.
It was
he said
popping.
it was probably the best show he's ever seen.
See?
Well, and there was young kids there that were there to see the music. There was older people that were there to see the music.
They're all mixing in, vibing.
Something about the nostalgia of it is
Yeah.
just coming back. I don't understand why or how, but I'm grateful it is, because, you know, I see kids walking around with Slipknot shirts, and, you know, there's these kids starting their own metal bands nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Inspiration.
I went to a couple house shows in last year where it was like okay, there were some indie rock bands of some kids that were playing some pretty boy stuff. And then these dirty, grungy, ugly kids, just all they did was walk on stage with their instruments, and the crowd flocked. And started taking pictures. It was like I was like, oh my God, little Chris is a cool kid. Like I thought he was a little, reject outcast, and no, he was it.
Yeah.
So they're really into metal and hard rock these days. I mean, they're punching each other in the mosh pits.
But is there
Yeah,
is
that's
there
what I was gonna say,
but
too.
is there new bands though?
there is.
That are like popping
There
like
is.
to the masses, or
Yeah. Shout out to a band called Knocked Loose.
Okay.
There's a band called Knocked Loose where when I heard him originally, I thought the singer sounded like a 12-year-old getting sent into his room. He was like, I hate you, Mom. You know what I mean? but something about that band made me like them. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what though? They got this energy that I just love,
vibe,
right?
yeah.
And flash forward a couple years later, and they were just on the Jimmy Kimmel live show.
Oh, wow.
They were, and they caused a big ruckus because a lot of people
Yeah.
were upset that there was a band that heavy on the Jimmy Kimmel live
Really?
show. So
Yeah,
there's bands like Knocked Loose that are doing their thing right now. Tsunami.
And this is why I brought up the TRL thing, because it's like, it was on TRL every day. We got to see these bands, like I said, to the masses, right? That was the platform then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I feel like, what if we had platform like that back, a new TRL like that would could show these bands, because I'm pretty sure there's dope bands out there, new ones, but we don't really get to see them like we did back then.
Because there's no platform.
There's no platform.
It's social media.
And then,
Yeah.
and then nowadays everything is streamed on the TV. I mean,
Right.
you don't got cable no more. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
all-
sure you do, but I mean,
everything is right now. What's popping is everything you see on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I feel like, you know what I mean. And a lot of these, like, there's a lot of artists blowing up. A lot of contemporary like artists that are blowing up. Like, I forget the lady's name, but she's got that song. And I'm too perfect. And I'm too dumb. Like that. Artists like that who probably would have never had a chance on TRL now have a chance because of things like TikTok and stuff like that. So honestly, I see that social media is changing it, but there's so many different genres popping now where everybody has a chance to kind of be big in their own right. As long as the song is good, they're gonna bump it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if we had something like TRL again. I don't know what it would really be on. I think the only platforms we have these days are podcasts just like this one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I miss those days, bro.
I do miss those days too, but I'm also
Like, I used to get hyped when they would say, today, Carson Daly would get on and say, today, remember Carson? Carson was the shit, No, but you know what? Like, Carson would get on and be like, today we're going to do the world premiere of the new Korn video. And we used to be like, okay. Like, the hype was there. There's no more hype anymore.
Yeah, we definitely lack hype.
Now they're just dropping music.
Like we talked about before, things are changing. The world is changing.
Like Kendrick Lamar dropped that album. He just dropped it. No one even knew. It just came out.
Right? And then the buzz created
Yeah,
after
and then
that.
the world stopped after that.
Yeah, I haven't really promoted the music video we're putting out today very much at all either.
Now, I want to talk about that video. We actually were fortunate and had a chance to view the video.
Yes.
And it's super dope, bro.
It is dope.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank
And I want to go back to like kind of nostalgic, you know what I mean? Because that video gave me that nostalgic feeling.
Yes.
Back in in the 90s
Yes.
and early 2000s when rock bands would shoot videos of them in the studio
Yeah.
or
Right.
like on tour, like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I like that
Wasn't
video.
and that's the nostalgic stuff is what I know, so that's what I create.
Like the real moment.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to create some of this new content that people are creating because it's just not my world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm trying to learn how to. I'm trying to tap into that stuff a little bit. But yeah, I'm creating what I thought was cool back then.
But I think visuals like that, content like that, like you guys did with this new video, how can you not like it? It's a band that you follow or that you're a fan of.
People these days will find a reason to hate on anything.
That's true. and that sucks,
There's
bro.
always
You know what I
somebody
mean?
out there hating.
Yeah. But no, this song's a little different than anything we've done before. I wrote this song about my dark time that I was coming out of.
Yeah.
And I wrote it for my baby mama who helped me pull me out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we were going through our stuff because I had to change a lot about who I was and so did she.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wrote this song called Heaven. The lyrics say, give me heaven because I can't take no more hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's as true as it can get for some people. We've all been in a dark place and needed to be pulled out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the song came from the heart first. First the song had to come from the heart. And then I had to record it as good as I could. You know what I mean? And then when the video, I had to be like I said, I had to give you a sneak peek into what the life is to how we make these songs and how we put them out.
And he's cool. It came out perfect.
Oh, thank you, man.
Came out perfect,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Shots fired, man.
Shots fired. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Who shot the video?
Billy Baker.
Billy Baker.
Billy Baker, yeah, he's a producer and he's a songwriter and a drummer too. And $20 Profits has been working a little more
So
closely.
he knew what to catch.
He knew exactly
Being a
what he was
musician,
doing.
being probably in situations like that, he knew.
Like I said,
the
this is
vibe.
my 5th or 6th music video I've done. I stepped aside.
Yeah.
I said, you do what you want to do. This is your art right now. You do what you got to do. We won't stand in your way whatsoever.
like that.
And doing that sometimes is the best thing you can do is have an open mind.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Where was the video recorded?
I was recorded up here in the high desert.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Say hometown, huh?
Yeah, I believe it's Sound Lab Studios. I could be wrong, Billy. I'm sorry. I didn't bring notes.
But it's up here, though. It's up
Yes,
here.
it's in the high desert. Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
It's in the high desert. It's some high def stuff.
Hey, all day, high def all day.
Hey.
And shout out to Rafa.
Yes.
Rafa Productions, because
That's
this is
right.
a beautiful set and a beautiful place to create content here in Victorville,
Definitely.
California.
Definitely.
Which I believe in. You know what I mean? I was born here in Victorville on that hill with the V on it right
That's
there.
right. That's
You know what I mean?
right.
I grew up. We went to school here, and I just is like, you know, I love everything about the city. Victorville's not what it used to be when we were kids. We know that.
No.
However, you know, I'm still very much like this is my backbone.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
It's changing. It's evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's like me and Julian were saying. We used to run these streets. You know what I mean? Tearing them up.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to bring back. To what we messed up. Now we're trying to make it beautiful again.
You remember the Trilogy Theater?
Yes.
Used to be right down the street
Yeah.
from
Right
here.
here.
Yeah. Right here.
Travis, shout out to Travis Wade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Travis Wade was the one that I was just talking to this about with Victorville Spidey up there. Travis Wade was the one that gave us our first hip hop shows out here because there was no hip hop scene out here. It was all rock. Remember like Lorraine Drive and all those bands.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, shout out to Lorraine Drive,
Yeah.
who's now in Hollywood Undead.
See, what happened was when we got into hip hop and we wanted to do hip hop shows out here, all the promoters out here said, hell no.
They didn't want it.
They said,
Yeah.
there ain't no hip hop. But what are you talking about? There's no rappers
It's not
out
gonna
here.
work.
It's still hard to get hip hop shows.
Travis Wade was the first one that took a chance on us right here at Trilogy Theater.
Yeah. Right.
That's where
Shout out
that's
to
where
Travis
hip hop
Wade.
and 760 started was Trilogy Theater.
No way. Wow,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
sucks, man, because you know it caught on fire.
Yeah, I did.
And I was
Like
like,
homeless people. Yeah.
And you know who else performed there? Our cousin Vinny.
yeah,
Oh, Vinny's.
Vinny Vargas.
Vinny. I know Vinny.
Vinny Vargas.
Yeah. I used to wrestle with him.
yeah.
And who's his older brother?
Esteban.
Esteban. E.
Esteban
Vargas.
Vargas.
Yeah,
Shout out to E.
Vargas.
Vargas.
Hey, yeah, he was one hell of a coach for us.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah, shout out, man. And
Yeah.
that we wrestled under Joe Stevenson's dad, Lance Smith.
Yeah, Lance.
But yeah, and then that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember the Plain White Tees performed at the Trilogy.
Oh, damn, bro.
Yeah,
That's old.
Yeah.
That's old.
yeah.
That's why I love when I heard that your band was out here making noise, bro. Like you guys are really, making some good traction out here. First time, because I heard, you had the band, and I remember my wife, she was doing a taco catering thing with Boss Tacos, right?
Oh, okay.
And you guys were playing. And then she came back home and she goes, yeah, she goes, I was like, how was the gig? And she's like, oh, it's cool, this and that. She goes, there was this band playing. Man, I really liked them. They sounded so good. And I was like, oh, yeah, who was it? She's like, $20 something. And I was like, $20 profit. She goes, yeah, that's them. And I was like, man, that's my boy right
You know how
there.
many people say like 21 profits or
It just comes out.
I've had family members go, oh, this is my cousin. He's in 21 profits. And I'm like, $20.
$20
No, that's
profit.
21 pilots you're thinking of, cuz. It's okay. You're smoking. Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, like I said, a lot of people have heard of us because we got out and played as much as we could, like
Yeah.
Latin Express did back in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I like that, because I was like, okay, they're bringing back live music because, I was in the hip hop scene and it was going hard, but I was just give the DJ your USB, give him your CD. You're bringing live.
And
music
it's a
back.
lot harder. Yeah, it's definitely a lot harder. You got to make sure everybody loads the equipment, the drums, the amps.
Yeah.
Get everything there. And there's so many different components to going into putting on a live show. There's so much that can go wrong, like we were talking about earlier. You know what I mean? So, but I've never got the, like when we were rapping, like I think I was a decent rapper back then, but I never had fans. I never had any kind of a following.
Yeah.
I remember after we put our first music video out, our first show we did at Froggy's after that, I had a guy come up to me and go, dude, I just want to say I'm a big fan. I came here to see you guys tonight. And I was like, did you guys just see what happened?
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, that night, the place was so packed that they had to turn people away at the door. And I was like, wow, like people relate to this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I
This is
mean?
how it feels.
This is, yeah, and it's, I'm just more comfortable now behind a guitar than I ever would be just on a microphone again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rafa. He's a musician.
Yeah.
Yay.
You know what I mean?
Bass player.
That's
That
right.
guy has to move his hips when he plays, man. I've seen him play.
His hips take the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. Yeah, that's why I'm like, man, I love seeing the movement out here. Anybody who's doing anything productive out here, I live here my whole life, just like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've seen it all, bro. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm
True.
I'm like, all right, I like that. You know
Can't
what I mean?
tell you how many events I just happen to run into DJ Joel. Just like,
He's everywhere, bro.
you forget about nights that you DJ'd. People remind you, oh, I remember that one time. And you're like,
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
It's like that. The more shows and the more events you do, like you
Yeah.
start to lose track of,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful thing that we've got to work as many events as we have over the
Definitely,
years.
definitely.
So, Chris, where do you guys see yourself in the near future with your band? And
I really don't know. All I see myself doing this year is working on putting stuff out. It's been 4 years since we've put out a music video. It's been about the same time since we put out a song. I just put a song out in November called Dangerous, and that was the first song we've put out in 4 years. So like I said, I was going through my dark times and I kind of got set off focus. So where I see us doing is just to try and play as many local festivals and trying to level up a little bit. We used to be on tour with Cottonmouth Kings.
I was about to bring that up.
And, that's how I got my spot playing for Cottonmouth Kings for a while. You know what I mean? And that was kind of like the peak of I would say that's where we peaked out at, is when we were opening for them on tour. And we started getting fans around the country, not just around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to get back to that. I want to get back to playing shows out of state, moving around more. Last year we finally started picking things up again. We went to Arizona a couple times, Nevada and stuff like that. So I really just want to do some more traveling, but it's got to be, our families come first. My son comes first.
It's got to make
above all.
sense.
Exactly.
That has to make
Yeah.
sense.
I would never be a touring musician where I'm gone for 2 months and come home. Like I would never do that.
Yeah.
But
I
watching,
grew up like that.
Watching the Cottonmouth Kings play, learning how they do it, they go out on the weekends. So they'll fly out to Texas on one weekend and they'll play in San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas, and then they'll fly home and they're with their families
That's
for the week.
That's
So if I ever wanted to be a touring artist again, that's the only way I would do it. But I do see myself doing that again one day for sure.
How was it like linking up with the Cottonmouth Kings?
Oh man, it was crazy. I wrote them on Instagram because I just always been a fan, and I'm like, man, $20 profits, stoner vibes would go good with Cottonmouth Kings. You know what I mean? So I wrote D-Loke on Instagram and said, hey, I'm a producer. I make beats, da-da-da-da. Like, I would love to work with you guys, which I've sent out 1 million of those messages, right? Nobody ever writes you
think it was
back.
gonna hit, huh?
They don't even read it. And this guy sends me back his email address and says, show me what you got. I was like, oh my God. So I called a friend who was, because I knew who the Cottonmouth Kings were and I knew a few songs, but I wasn't as big of a fan as my buddy was. So my buddy Chris from that rap group, Neighborhood to Fatherhood, he comes over and helps me pick out 3 beats to send this guy.
Oh, dang.
I sent him 3 beats, and every single one of those beats ended up on his next album.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
the D-Loke's Ripperside album. I did 3 tracks on that one for him. And I actually got the title track. The song Ripperside is on one of my beats.
Dope.
So I remember the first time he called me, I was like, hello? Oh my God. And I was pacing back and forth in my house talking on the phone to this
Yeah,
guy. Because
nervous.
I'm just like, oh my God, I'm talking to a legend right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then now he's one of my best friends. You know what I mean? But
That's dope.
he asked me, Chris, what do you want for these beats? You want some money up front? You want some back end money? I told him I don't want any money. I said, can you just let my band open up for some shows for you guys? Because we had never done shows on that level yet.
Yeah.
And he sends me, I think, 30 tour dates and says, pick which ones you want.
What?
And I was like,
That's
stuff just
awesome.
got
That
real.
is-
Yeah.
Wow.
So I let the guys know, hey, stuff's
We're on.
getting real. We're put on. I said, so now we need to come up with a game plan and see which of these shows we can make it to. Because there were shows as far as Chicago and Detroit, Texas, Colorado, everywhere. You know what I mean?
Cottonmouth Kings are.
Right.
Legends.
They're legends.
Yeah,
They're legends in the
legends,
game.
bro.
Still are to this day.
I remember when they came out here, performed at
Karma?
Karma,
With
And,
Head VE and Big B.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you were there, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I remember. Do they still have the DJ that flips his turntables
No.
upside
Mixes
down?
forward?
Remember
DJ,
that?
Yeah.
DJ Bobby B.
Yeah, bro. that
No,
was
no,
hard.
no. They
I
don't.
remember that.
Remember?
I remember that. That's the one thing I do
Yeah,
remember.
you were there.
Yeah, no, they don't have a lot of the same members. Some of them have died. Rest in peace to Pakalika. Rest in peace to Saint Dog.
What about Hoss? Big Hoss.
Big Hoss is Saint Dog's little brother, but Big Hoss
okay.
was, I don't think he was ever a member.
Oh, okay.
He was just affiliated.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
his
yeah,
brother,
yeah.
Saint Dog, is an original member, and Saint Dog passed away in Victorville, California, actually.
Yeah, I heard
A
about
couple
that.
years ago.
Yeah,
so
that was
rest in
well
peace
known.
to Saint Dog. I had picked him up from a rehab house he was staying in before, and took him to record some of his last Cottonmouth stuff. But they're doing really good though. Now D-Loke's got Chucky Chuck and Taxman back in the group.
Chucky Chuck.
And they're doing their thing, and they're very successful. But yeah, eventually, I played guitar for them for a few years because D-Loke was struggling to keep the members around. You know what I mean? Because of whatever reason. I'm not going to put their business out there, but and he asked me, Chris, I really want to start a band for Cottonmouth, and I would love for you to run it. And I was like, dude, why me? Like, I'm just some fat kid from Victorville. I was blown away. But he told me, because you're a good person and you're a good performer. He's like, and I like you, and I like the way you run things. Because when we went on tour with them, they didn't have stage managers and all that. I was like, you guys don't have all this? So I did it for them. You know what I mean? And did my best. So that's kind of how I got involved with them. And like I said, to this day, I'm still really good friends with them. I performed with them at the Noise and Toys Festival when we opened up for Tech Nine.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And Lefty Gunplay and stuff.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
backstage vibing with all these guys.
That's dope.
So yeah, I'm still very much affiliated with Cottonmouth Kings. I just don't tour
Sick.
with them anymore because that's just not what they're doing these days.
So what is $20 profits? Some of the shows you got coming up.
Coming up, we're gonna be playing King of the Hammers. And Jacob from Sublime, Jacob Noel from Sublime is going to be out there, and Tropodelic will be there.
Nice.
And on March 7th, 2025, we have a really big show coming at the Hilltop in Apple Valley, California.
Yes.
And it's
I
called the
know about
HD Big Three, and it's with our boys Rain Brings Weather and Firing All Cylinders.
Dope.
And my buddy G Hippie's performing, JB
okay.
Music. And then I'm also a band coach to these new kids who are playing like emo pop punk music, and they're called My Last Goodbye. So I've been coaching that band for the last year and a half, and these kids are doing great, man. They're blowing up. They just played at the House of Blues to like 300 people.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah, they're doing big right now. They're doing big things. So shout out to My Last Goodbye. I love you guys. You kids are making me proud every time you play a show.
Is that something you want to get into? I mean, I don't know when you would ever want to stop making music,
Right.
your own band. Is that something you want to get into? Is managing groups, stuff like that? Is that
Yeah, I
something?
mean, if I fell into it, of course, I would do anything for those kids. You know what I mean? That's, my niece and nephew are in the band, which is what got me into helping them out. But yeah, I would love to do that for them. If they got to a point where they needed that support, I would be there for them anytime.
That's dope.
But absolutely, I could see myself doing that too. But yeah, right now I still love playing music and playing shows. And while I'm still willing and body able to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, these kids are doing their thing right now. But yeah, March 7th at the Hilltop in Apple Valley.
Hell yeah.
Come see us at the HD Big 3 show. It's free and it's all ages.
Sick.
What more could you want?
Well, you know what, man? We appreciate you coming, bro.
man.
I swear I say this all the time, but when we made this show, I had a long list of who I wanted to be on the podcast. You were on there, bro.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I gotta have Chris come on here.
Who knew, man?
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
We can check that one off now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
check. But this ain't a one and done. We want
No.
you to
No.
come
Yeah,
back.
I really hope I can come back because you know
This
what?
ain't a one and done,
This has
bro.
been a good experience, and I've had such a good time. I mean,
yeah.
they said I walked in the door, and Queen G was like, "You look familiar." She's like, "I know you." And it's like it's family vibes here. It's family
yeah,
vibes
for sure.
Like I said, Rafa's got a beautiful place to create content
Yes.
up
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and I would love to come back and work with you guys some more. And
yeah.
when we got some more things coming up to come
Yeah.
promote it,
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah.
why I like having this platform and this show, because I get a chance to sit down with people that I've known throughout the years, people that I admire, respect, and it's my opportunity to say I'm proud of you, bro.
Oh man, thank you.
I
And
am.
you know what? We are all proud of you for getting that spot at the hot station. What is it?
Power.
97.5.
Power 97.5.
97.5, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Power 97. We're proud of you, Joel. You know what I
you,
mean?
man.
You definitely earned and deserve that one.
Appreciate you,
You've
man.
put in your 10,000 plus hours doing your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like that
And
many
you,
hours.
no, legit. You know, legit. You know, you and a few other DJs up here, like DJ Toro.
Toro, my
and
guy.
you know, shout outs to him and all his success.
Yeah.
And I want everybody that I know and love to do good, and even those I don't know and love. I just want everyone to be successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look at you guys. You guys are running one of the best podcasts up here.
Appreciate
Appreciate
that.
it.
You know what I
man.
mean?
That means a lot.
Yes,
means
it
a
does.
lot.
It means a lot to be here.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you
Thank
guys
you.
so
And
much.
welcome.
And like we always say, you know, I mean, once you come on our platform, you're family.
Yes.
That's right.
So you're family now.
I got that vibe. I got that vibe. My guy.
Yeah, bro, you're good.
Well, you know what? Let's make some noise for Chris, man.
Hey.
Chris Gonzales and $20 profit.
$20
You know what I mean?
profit.
One of the hottest bands in the
Yes,
HD
right.
in Southern California. They're gonna be touring everywhere, man. You know what I mean? This
March
ain't
7th.
even just a high desert thing no more. We're taking the HD national.
We're going national.
Worldwide.
national.
Prestige
That's
worldwide.
right.
Worldwide.
Yo, big shout out to Rafa Productions.
Yep.
Big shout out to Urban Soul TV.
Yes.
You can catch us on Roku TV, Apple TV,
iOS.
yeah, man. You
Android.
can Android, man. You can catch us on Fire Stick TV,
Got
Amazon.
it, the YouTube.
Yes,
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? Look out for us. We're gonna just be everywhere.
Coming to iHeartRadio too, from what I hear.
Yeah.
So.
iHeartRadio, you know what I'm saying? 97.5. You know,
Yes.
we're doing it, man. So, all right, peace.
Peace.